The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. The leper came to Jesus and kneeling down, begged him and said, "If you wish, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand, touched him, and said to him, "I do will it. Be made clean." The leprosy left him immediately, and he was made clean. Then, warning him sternly, Jesus dismissed him at once. He said to him, "See that you tell no one anything, but go, show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them." The man went away and began to publicize the whole matter. He spread the news abroad so that it was impossible for Jesus to enter a town openly. He remained outside in deserted places, and people kept coming to him from everywhere. The Gospel of the Lord. So there was much to celebrate as we come together on this winter day. We celebrate actually Quinquagesima Sunday, which is 50 days before Easter, as we anticipate the celebration of Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent on Ash Valentine's Day this year. We celebrate that thing that's going on today for the World Series or the Stanley Cup or whatever that thing is that people are paying attention to today. We celebrate the beautiful feast of Our Lady of Lourdes, and World Marriage Day and World Day of Prayer for the Sick. So lots of things to celebrate and to commemorate, but most importantly, to celebrate the Curé of Merrick, Father Zach's 97th birthday. And so he is coming to this Mass, and it's great that this is the first Mass he's been at since the middle of December, and I have a homily prepared, but I'm going to let him, he's going to speak. But just one homework assignment that I would like to ask you to think about today. And the project is to go to Google or to some search engine and look up, type it in, Chosen. Jesus heals the leper. It's 4 minutes long. And see how Jesus reacts to the disease and to the situation of leprosy. So we hear in this story, and we know that Jesus comes, and he's not afraid that this person has leprosy. He goes right up to him, he touches him, he raises him up, and so this man, as we heard in that first reading, the laws of in Leviticus, that because he was a person who was a leper, he had to shout out, "Unclean, unclean," and stay away from people. He was totally ostracized as people who had that disease were then. And so Jesus goes up, he's afraid, he's not afraid, he touches him, and he lifts him up. And the interesting thing about this story that you can see in this clip on Google is that, so now the man is free of the disease, and Jesus says, don't tell anybody, just go to the temple, and that will be proof enough for them. And yet he goes and he blabbers it all over the place. And so Jesus, it's reversal of roles. Jesus he's ostracized. People don't come to him because and yet they kept coming to him even though, he had touched the leper. And so in this film that if you check it out, it's only 4 minutes long. It's a beautiful rendition of what happened in this gospel. So at the end of the clip, Jesus says to the apostles, and the apostles were just as shocked that as the other people were that he cured him. And he said, "Does anybody here have a cloak for him?" And so John tosses the cloak, and Jesus puts it on him, and he puts it on his back, and he says, "You look good in green. You look great in green." And the fact is that when Jesus touches us, we look great because God is with us. And so as we celebrate the Feast of Our Lady of Lourdes, as we reflect upon the ways in which Jesus wants to lift us up, all of us rejoice in the many ways that Father Zach continues to lift us up especially by the gift of his presence today. And he's going to say a few words of welcome on this gospel.
My dear beloved people, I'm so happy that I'm able to celebrate my 97th birthday with you. You're in my mind and hearts for so many, many years that when I'm separated from you, it's like I've lost all contact with the world. You've been in my prayers every day, every moment of every day. And as I'm able to attend Holy Mass, but not individually offer Holy Mass, you are in my thoughts and prayers. I urge you to continue to love and serve Jesus as you have, with a heart filled with overflowing love, and that you recognize that Jesus truly is in the Blessed Sacrament, and through that Blessed Sacrament has come to us through the Holy Mass, that you begin to know and to understand and grasp the magnificence of the Holy Mass, the fulfillment of the covenant of the Jewish people that we reenact and bring forth to be in our presence, the body, blood, soul, and divinity of our Lord Jesus Christ. So I urge you to keep up the good work, to love God, to love your families, and to love your holy faith, to pass it on, to be proud. One doesn't have to write great epitaphs. One does not have to spend many hours in prayer on your knees or whatever. It's just giving of your mind and heart to God, that everything you do, you recognize you're accountable and responsible, and that when you see another person that is you in a different form, a different maybe color, a different voice, but a body and soul instituted by Christ to fill our hearts with love, that we might love him and serve him in this world, and to be happy with him forever in heaven. So I urge you to keep on a good work, and as you look at one another, remember who you are, children of God and heirs of heaven. And please keep me in your prayers, and hopefully, please God, I can't wait to get back. I miss you, I love you, and I appreciate your kindness to me. God love you all.